Then when the war starts in October 2023, I have Germans coming up to me and telling me, I was really worried about Gaza because from our history, we know that any attack on Israel results in massive destruction for Palestinians. So I was just sharing this with a German person. And this German person tells me, but 7th of October is one of a kind event for Israelis. And it might be true. But what he continues to say, he tells me, you guys, you're used to this violence. Like, it's okay what's going to happen to Gaza, but like 7th of October is like horrendous. And already, like, we're talking 1,000, 2,000 dead in Gaza. And I'm like, do you even hear yourself? Like, I'm used to the killing of my own people. Like, can you have just one bit of empathy, please? And of course, Germany starts displaying Israeli flags everywhere and supporting Israel in the offensive. And I really feel like a big dissonance between me and Germany, and I had lots of emotions to go through. I had to understand that actually European Jews were Europeans, and so they were like the citizens of Germany, and they were killed by their own citizens, by their own fellow citizens. And I couldn't understand anti-Semitism. I couldn't understand because in my blood as a Palestinian, I don't understand how you can just revolt on another citizen. They just like dehumanize another citizen. I could understand if someone was not from your nation, or you are growing up like what's happening in Israel, Palestine. I can understand this, right? Because this is my life. But I couldn't understand anti-Semitism. And then I understood that anti-Semitism is something European. And I was really shocked by how many Europeans were coming to me, the Palestinian, to rant about their guilt by dehumanizing me. So I know this is long, but I had many people, French, Dutch, German, coming to me, tell me, but so they are processing their own anti-Semitic history, and by dehumanizing the Palestinian and by justifying the violence that's coming on me. And I didn't understand that at the time. I'm like, what's happening? Why are they attacking me? I'm the one being attacked in my home. So as a Palestinian, I feel like I have to rationalize a lot of things from many places. And I'm thinking to myself, it would be much easier if I just live in Palestine, because I wouldn't have these dynamics. I wouldn't know these histories, these so complicated histories. But as the Jewish are the victims of the Holocaust, now we cannot say we don't know. We have to know what happened. We have to understand Europe's complicity with anti-Semitism, but we also have to refine the speech about Palestine. So now that I am here and I joined the Divan, I have to explain so many things to my fellow colleagues from everywhere, the Israelis and the Europeans and the Arabs, Turkish, the Iranians. So the Divan is like a mix of Middle Eastern countries and also European countries and also American, with a focus on Palestine, Israel, but it's also bigger. And I think it's very simple in its core as an idea, like just bring people together. And somehow it seems very revolutionary because the reality in itself is so violent. So I think if we had less violence, this orchestra wouldn't be something special. It's just, I feel like we have to go back to basics. And in this orchestra, I feel like we do. We give the chance for everybody who wants to join this orchestra to come together and to speak, just like here, and to share. And I have to say also that I did lots of joint programs since I was 15. I did Hands of Peace, Seeds of Peace. So even when I was a teenager, I traveled to the US and I sat and talked to Israeli teenagers. As myself, I was a teenager. And so at some point, I understood that it was not about this exchange of you did this, you did that. Like this had to stop. This, who's more of a victim? And I had to understand what's the extra level now? What's the one step in advance more in this? And in the Divan Orchestra and in these joint programs and in this joint platform, for example, I find this extra step because it does bring people together on another level. It's not more about do you condemn this or that, or are you with this or that? It's more like you are here and I'm here. Let's work together. And I find this more pragmatic, more human. And I have to say that what I had to go through, not so many people go through it. To live outside of Palestine already gives some distance. And this Edward Said talks about, by the way, the responsibility of Jews and Palestinians who live outside Israel Palestine to make these bridges. This is actually our responsibility, those who live outside, because when you live outside, you can have this a bit of distance. Because when you are inside the land, it's much more difficult not to focus on the daily violence, especially for Palestinians.